Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on the Alpha server. Today we are back on Galatea, the Foraging update, and we have a lot to talk about because I want to talk about how much XP they've added into this update. Through playing it a bit the last day or so and kind of just roaming around and figuring out everything they've added, one thing is very apparent. They did not shy away from some Skyblock XP, which is something I can get behind, if anything, and that is seeing my level go up higher than everyone who's watching this video. Surely, right? I have the highest level? No, maybe not, but either way, they added a ton of Skyblock XP in this update, and we're going to be doing our best to kind of spot all the places that they've added it, and I'm sure there's going to be some spots I miss, but I kind of want to go over everything that we can find that gives Skyblock XP in the brand new update, and the possibility, if not the achievement of level 500 being possible. So if you're excited for that, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Before we fully get underway, if you do ever find yourself checking out on the Hypixel store, whether it's for a rank to get onto the Alpha server, ongoing fire sales, some Skyblock gems, whatever it may be, don't forget to use my career code on checkout. It is code ZACH, spelled just like my name, ZACH. If you type that on checkout, you actually save 5% on your purchase. It's a great way to support myself and the channel, and I do greatly appreciate everyone using my code. You guys are the best. But without further ado, let's start exploring Galatea a little bit deeper. So they have added a lot of Skyblock XP into this update. We're going to start off with the more obvious locations where they could have added some, and then kind of look into deeper menus. There's some weird items that can be handed in for XP, and honestly, I don't think they're quite done yet, because right now there's only one armor set that's donatable to the museum that's been added in this update. I assume that will change because there's a lot more than one new armor set and items added into this update. So if those aren't added into the museum, I will be kind of surprised. But yeah, there is that. So I guess museum we can cover off. It is the canopy armor set. That is the only thing added to the museum in this update so far. I'm sure that will change, but at the time of recording this, that is what currently is. Also keep in mind, a lot of things in this video can change and are subject to change because this is an alpha server and it is meant for testing purposes. I'm sure there'll be balancing and stuff like that. But first and foremost, let's talk about skills. So there's 4 new levels to foraging. I'm going to be honest, I only know how to unlock 2 of these. One from the Fig collection, the Figwood collection, the other one from Mangrove. I don't know how to unlock the next 2 level caps. If anyone knows, please comment down below. Also, if I get any information wrong in this video, I do apologize. But yeah, there's 4 new foraging levels in this update, totaling up to a total of 30, 60, 90, 120 Skyblock XP. So that's a large amount there. Then we have the hunting skill. Now, going to be honest, at the time recording this, I still don't know if this goes up to hunting level 25 or hunting level 50. Obviously, if this goes up to 50, we're talking about a lot more Skyblock XP. But as you can see, hunting 25 does provide a decent amount of XP. From level 11 onwards, it gives 10 per level, and below that, it is giving you 5 Skyblock XP per level, all the way down to level 1. So sizable amount there as well. You can tally it up on your own, but we are talking about a large amount of XP. And in fact, if we go into the Skyblock leveling guide, we can actually probably see it in here. From skill level ups, there is now a whopping 8,120 XP available. If you hop on the main server and if you're max skills, you'll be able to see the difference. Obviously, I have already gone up a decent amount of XP from hunting, but you can kind of gauge here that there is at least a few levels from skills that have been added in this update. So pretty cool stuff. Obviously, skills are probably the basics of the basics for where you can find Skyblock XP, so no big surprise there. Now, the next place I want to talk about that they give Skyblock XP is almost in every single menu that you open on this island, okay? There are so many things that give Skyblock XP here. First of all, when you get here, you do the quests. There's a lot of Skyblock XP to be gained there. Over down here at Agatha, if we go into the shop, there's actually a few items you can buy that do give Skyblock XP. So, first and foremost, the frog pet. This is one of 2 new pets in the update that I know of. There's the Jade Dragon, which you can find deep below the water. Dorelius actually uploaded a video about how to get to it. And the cost of it costs like 500 million coins, a bunch of fig and mangrove wood, and then this brand new item called Shiniest, which I still don't know how to obtain either. So hopefully someone does find out how to get that eventually. But yeah, that is going to be a brand new legendary pet. So there's a lot of Skyblock XP that comes with that. The frog pet, however, can be upgraded by increasing your Agatha milestones. So also by increasing your Agatha milestones, you will get some Skyblock XP, as well as unlock new items in Agatha's shop. And such as I just leveled up, so I unlocked the small frog treat, which is actually how you level up the frog from common to uncommon. Now I haven't upgraded this thing. I would imagine it goes to legendary. I'll be pretty shocked if it doesn't. And I would imagine that you upgrade part of the way to upgrade it through each of these milestones. So I would imagine this is where you get rare, epic, and legendary respectively. So decent amount of Skyblock XP in here. Also from doing these contests is how you get Heart of the Forest EXP. And Heart of the Forest EXP is how you upgrade your Heart of the Forest. Now, there's a lot of XP related to this menu, mainly just through increasing through the tiers, all the way up to tier 7. Tier 7 giving 130 Skyblock XP alone, 110, 90, 75, 60. And as we work our way down, obviously tier 1 giving 35, 45. And then the more Forest Whispers you get, kind of similar to a powder system, I believe that gives XP as well. Let me actually double check that though, now that I say that. Foraging tasks. So Heart of the Forest, yes, gain 1 XP per 2,400 Forest Whispers until 600,000 Forest Whispers. Earn an exponentially decreasing amount of XP for Forest Whispers above the cap until 12.5 million Whispers. Whispers is, this is powder. Okay, this is another form of powder, but obviously just for the Heart of the Forest. So, yeah, you need a lot, and wow, okay, so from Heart of the Forest and the Whispers, there's 11.6 levels to be gained here. That is a ton. Then the Center of the Forest, which is actually, if we go back into that menu here, right up here in the center, this thing can be upgraded. The first cost is free. I would imagine that it costs Whispers after that, similar to Heart of the Mountain, but that will give you more tokens, axe ability levels. I'm sure it gives other things as you upgrade that as well, but the big thing being Skyblock XP. And from doing that in its totality, there's 2.5 levels to be gained from the Center of the Forest. Then over here on the right is tree gift milestones. So every single time you chop down a tree, whether it is fig or mangrove, you get tree gifts. And tree gifts, this is Swoop's menu here, but tree gifts depend on how much of that tree you chop down. For example, obviously, if you chop down 100%, you'll get all of it. But if you chop 10% to get a tree gift, 20% to get 50% more rewards, and 33% to get double rewards from that tree. So if we click this, we can see everything that can be obtained from fig trees. There's actually a lot here. You also have a chance of, obviously, vampires and fan flares spawning out. For mangrove, same thing. But the legendary loot is going to be Redwings Chameleon, which I'm assuming is an attribute of some kind. Tree the Fish, which we will talk about in a second. And Stretching Sticks, which can be used for scaffolding to be able to climb up some of those trees. You also get Forest Essence, Foraging XP, Heart of the Forest Experience, and Tenderwood. And from mangroves, a very similar loot pool, except for instead of Tenderwood, you get Vine Sap. And honestly, I believe that is the only difference. Actually, Deep Root instead of Stretching Sticks. I don't know what that does yet. I actually haven't gotten any of those, so you learn something new every day. But yeah, there is milestones for that, apparently. I don't know how many you have to get to increase the milestones. Oh, actually, I do. So for fig trees, collect 50 tree gifts for this next tier, and looks like there's 7 tiers giving 1 XP per. If you collect 5,000 tree gifts from fig trees, you max that out, and I would imagine 5,000 from mangrove as well. You also get a few other stats by doing all that, so highly recommend maxing those out. It's going to be kind of needed, and a little bit of Skyblock XP for doing so, which is always nice. Now it's time to talk about the biggest source of Skyblock XP in this update, and that is attributes. Attributes give a ton of Skyblock XP. There are so many attributes added into the game, and each one, as you level them up, basically unlocking new permanent stats, you get Skyblock XP. So for example, for having double hook 10, I believe I got 10 Skyblock XP for maxing that, and I would imagine that it is 10 for every single one, which is pretty insane. And you upgrade these by unlocking more of these attributes, or for example, this mossy box, which is the shulker box looking thing. Every time you kill one of these, you get a shard. The more shards you get, if you get 85 of them in total, actually, you max this out, which gives block fortune, and I would imagine 10 Skyblock XP. Now, the way to see how much XP in total is from attributes, if we go into miscellaneous tasks, attribute levels. There is 1,872 Skyblock XP available just from attributes, which is insane. We're talking almost 19 levels. Obviously, this isn't going to be an easy system to max out, but you do get handsomely rewarded in the form of Skyblock XP. So no complaints there. For all that work, you're actually going to get some levels. And just off the things we've gone off of alone, I believe that makes level 500 possible. I'm going to talk to some people who have done some math on how much XP there is in this update so we can see what the new potential max XP is at the time of this alpha. But Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're at over 500 at this point. So yeah, a lot of XP from attributes. You're going to want to get as many of these as possible. It's from hunting and unlocking basically new mobs and new attributes. And then there's also the fusion table, which you can make brand new attributes from the elemental family, which can be done at this large building in the center of the map at the fusion machine. Here you can take different attributes such as Apex Dragon, which is the old veteran, and let's say we combine that with XYZ, which was mana regen. You can then create Terra, which is a whole brand new attribute, and the list kind of goes on and on. Tempest to get Endstone Protector. Yeah, there's a bunch of combos, and also like sea creature ones. Basically, every mob I feel like has like an attribute shard of some kind, so it's really interesting and kind of a whole new global system that'll take some getting used to, but yeah, it's gonna be really interesting, and I'm excited to see the combos. And honestly, at the end of the day, all the stats we're gonna get from these, it is a decrease overall the attribute system on some stats. For example, like if you go into the attribute menu, let's say you have veteran maxed out, which is now known as the Apex Dragon. So for example, I have veteran 10. Let's say you had an armor set though that had veteran on every single armor piece, and let's say you went above and beyond, you had it on every single equipment piece, you were getting veteran level 80. So basically 8 times better than this. That is no longer achievable. The best you can have is veteran 10, but it is a permanent stat basically that you have everywhere in the game. You don't have to just be wearing that armor set. So there's some pros and cons, some pretty heavy cons, but overall I like this system. There's some really interesting attributes. I was looking at one earlier actually, if I can find it again. I think it was called the visitor bait. So this one here, this one you get from mudworm shards, which you find just laying on the ground basically in Galatea, and it basically increases how quickly visitors visit your garden. So there's like attributes that affect every single area of the game: trophy fish chance, strength, sweep distance, intelligence, more coins from fishing treasures. Basically anything you can think of, there's an attribute that affects it, which I think is really cool and kind of ties everything together. But obviously you won't be reaching the same level of those stats as before. The next place you can get some Skyblock XP in this update is over here at this very interesting witch hut. I think the builders, honestly, the builders killed it with this update entirely, but this building does look really cool. This is where you can find Coral, and Coral is in charge of the fish family, pretty suiting for the name. But as you can see, there's over a page of fish that can be handed in, and these are fish that you actually get throughout the game. So for example, Storm the fish, Goldor, Candy the fish, Experiment the fish. A lot of these are going to look really familiar. There are some new ones such as Bury the fish. There's just new ones throughout. I think there's a Tree the fish as well. There's a ton of new ones. But by handing these in, you basically level up the fish family rewards, bring fish family members to Coral to gain rewards, and each reward, so for each fish found, you get 3 Skyblock XP, as well as some fishing experience and some respiration. Honestly, the XP is really nice. The biggest thing from this menu for me is the respiration, and it looks like the XP actually stops at the 15th fish. I didn't know that. So you need to hand in 15 fish to max out the Skyblock XP portion. I highly recommend going past that so you can get more respiration. Basically allows you to breathe underwater for longer periods of time. So I do recommend doing that. But yeah, looks like you only need to hand in 15 fish to get all the Skyblock XP, at least from this menu. The next place we're going for some Skyblock XP is arguably the highest point in all of Galatea, where you can also find a fairy soul, apparently. Have I gotten this one before? I haven't. But yeah, the highest point in Galatea is this old ruins, where you will find Rosemary. Now, Rosemary here actually has the Forest Essence shop. So Forest Essence is a new essence type added into the game. You get this by basically doing a lot of things around Galatea, from chopping trees, competing in the contests that happen. I believe there's a few other ways, but by handing this in, you can actually unlock all these different stats, similar to basically every other essence shop in the game. You have Trapped, which your traps now catch creatures percentage faster. All the stats on your axes are stronger. Increase your pressure resistance. This one I highly recommend leveling up. Your Foraging Fortune. Berry items are stronger. Foraging Wisdom on the Foraging Islands. And then there's also this bait. Ensures your next good catch hooks a rare fish shard from fishing. So this is pretty cool. And this will be basically something you can buy reoccurringly. So once you have this maxed out, there is a place for your Forest Essence to go. But if we go into our Skyblock menu, if we go into Essence Shops, there's now Forest Essence Shop, and there's 171 Skyblock XP available here, basically across all 6 of these different perks you can max out. Some of them go pretty far, such as Lumberjack and Extreme Pressure, with their last levels giving 10 Skyblock XP, so those ones are going to be worthwhile to max out. Some giving less, such as Axed, only giving 2 Skyblock XP, but wow, of course, it's 10,000 Forest Essence to max out. Of course, it would be the most expensive one for the least amount of Skyblock XP, but new Essence Shop, no complaints besides Axe being 10,000. But yeah, highly recommend leveling that out. There's some really good stats in there that you're going to want and some Skyblock XP to go with it. So the next place that gives Skyblock XP, which I'm going to be honest, I'm still in the middle of trying to figure out. I just messed around with it a little bit, but is this beacon that you can find here. And it's kind of an interesting system. So this is the Moonglade beacon. This beacon currently gives you 10 Fig Fortune, 10 Mangrove Fortune, because it has 2 stacks, and it got those 2 stacks because I currently just tuned the frequency. It was a little bit of a mini game, and as you can see, it gave me some rewards, some enchanted Fig logs, enchanted Mangrove log. You adjusted the frequency of the beacon. Grants everyone on the island 10 Fig Fortune and 10 Mangrove Fortune. So, you know, just helping out the community. But as you can see on the right, so this is something that you can do. Tuning this frequency grants 1 stacks to all players on the island for 20 minutes. So I have an 8-minute cooldown. So I believe it's a 10-minute cooldown to do it. But on the right is the thing that gives Skyblock XP, I believe. So this is the upgrade signal strength. You need a signal enhancer to do it. My best guess is that by tuning it, you have a chance of getting it from the beacon rewards. I've only done this once, so I can't actually fully confirm, but I believe you need to upgrade it 10 times or increase the signal 10 times to max this out. But in miscellaneous tasks, there is the beacon tiers. So yeah, you need to do it 10 times, gain XP by upgrading the signal strength of your beacon. Per upgrade is 2 Skyblock XP, max is at 20, so you need to do this 10 times. I don't know how rare it is from tuning the frequency. I honestly don't even know if you get it from tuning the frequency, but this is another way to get Skyblock XP. You need to upgrade your beacon. Mine is currently beacon 0, so I guess to get to level 1, I need 1 signal enhancer. Don't know if that changes either. This is something we'll have to explore in our back in our Let's Play once this actually drops on the main server, and we're working our way through it, but yeah, pretty cool stuff. Always nice to get some stats, and this is a way to increase your stats. So highly recommend keeping an eye on this if you are in the middle of foraging. There's a lot of other things to do on the island, but if you are foraging, make sure you're taking advantage of your beacon for some extra fortune. Next little thing that does give some Skyblock XP, obviously this is something we have everywhere else in the game, but it is Bestiary. I thought it would be noteworthy. There are a few new mobs worth caring about, in all honesty. So Galatea does have 2 brand new mobs, the Tide Tot as well as the Chill. I found the chills. I don't know where Tide Tots are, but basically I would imagine these both cap at 15, giving 15 Skyblock XP. Highly recommend maxing them out. It's some easy bestiary that you're going to be able to get, although Chill does max at, what, 10,000? It's a little tedious, but it is also how you get stealth books and arcane books. So, as well as an accessory, which we're about to talk about in a second, the Runeblade Talisman. So, yeah, there's some more Skyblock XP kind of hidden in there with the accessory, but stealth books are used for different types of hunting. I would imagine arcane is as well, although I believe what's arcane do actually? That's a new enchant. If I do ET enchantment guide, where is arcane? Arcane Chillblade and Chillshot is what they drop from. Grants 25% damage to creatures on Galatea. Okay, new enchant. Didn't even know about that one, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, stealth is used to basically sneak up on some mobs. So yeah, there's some pretty cool loot from those. Then there's sea creatures. There are some brand new sea creatures added in this update. If we go into our bestiary menu, under the fishing category, there are Ents, which max at 1,000, as well as 15 Skyblock XP. You can basically go through all the drops on the alpha if you do get on. I'll kind of hover over the ones I have unlocked, though. If you want to pause and look, you can. There's Ents. There's a few other ones if I can actually find them here. Still getting used to what they look like. Tad gangs, I did find one of these, so this is a brand new thing as well. This seems to really only drop wet water, so if you need some wet water, that is the mob to go for. There's wet wings. I haven't killed one of these yet, but I would imagine also another 15 Skyblock XP there. And under the lava category, I believe there's one. Yes, Stride Surfers. So these max at 1,000 as well as 15 Skyblock XP. And these are how you get Sturdy Bones and Gill Membranes, which can be used for various other things in the brand new update. I think those are all the new sea creatures, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's those 4. So yeah, decent amount of Skyblock XP from bestiaries. I think 15 across the 6 of them. So yeah, decent amount there, almost a level added. So make sure you get your bestiaries up. There's a lot of hidden XP in there that definitely adds up quite quickly. So there's a few other ways to get Skyblock XP from accessories, and honestly, I have a list of a few. There's the Runeblade one, which drops from the new Chill mob. There's the Moonglade Talisman, which I'm going to be honest, I still don't know where I got this thing from. Then you have the Soul Campfire, which is the campfire badge, but blue, basically, on the island. There's also, because you can't craft diver's armor the way it used to be crafted, if we go recipe diver, as you can see, the recipe is no longer Sea Emperor Skulls. It's the snorkeling set, which you get from the Nemo NPC, as well as gill membranes, which you get from the lava sea creature mob down below, and then enchanted sea loomies, which this might be a little tedious to gather, but that's how you get diver's armor now. So they've added a new use for Sea Emperor Skulls. You can still use them for water orbs, but if we do recipe Emperor, there's now these: the Emperor Talisman, Ring, and Artifact. You probably recognize these from the treasure artifact line, I guess you could say, of crafting, but with Sea Emperor Skulls. So you need 4 Sea Emperor Skulls to make a Emperor Talisman, which gives 0.5% sea creature chance. If you take 4 of those, you can make a ring, and if you take 4 of those rings, you can make a artifact. So you're gonna need quite a few of these, but I do luckily have like 2 stacks of Sea Emperor Skulls sitting around, but that's another accessory you can get, an epic one. I'm sure there's more hidden throughout the update that I just haven't stumbled across yet or looked into crafting, but that is another way to get Skyblock XP. But I have some numbers for you guys in terms of how much Skyblock XP is actually in this update. Apparently, in its entirety, there's 4,395 Skyblock levels up for grabs, being roughly 44 levels worth of experience. So based on the current max that is on the main server, the new maximum amount of XP is 51,698 Skyblock XP, which would put you just below level 517. So the new max is level 516 and 98 towards the next level. So yeah, level 500 is more than possible, and honestly, it might even be achievable for us if we really lock in on this update. I'm currently, how far away am I from max actually on the main server? I think max is like, what, 470-ish? And on main server, I'm 450. We can hit level 500 if we max out the update. Obviously, that's a taller task than it sounds, especially with all the attributes that need to be maxed out. But level 500 is genuinely reachable if we lock in when this update drops. So pretty insane to think about that there's going to be level 500 people walking around. I think the cooler part of that is if we go into, where is it, leveling rewards, the colors. The dark red level prefix is going to be obtainable properly now, and we aren't far away from it. On like when the update drops, 480 is something we'll genuinely be able to achieve through obviously a lot of grinding, but something we'll be able to get to. So we're gonna have the dark level prefix again soon, which I can't wait for, because I think I only had it for like a day on an alpha one time, so never really properly had it. I can't wait to get that, and it's gonna be really cool seeing that color being used finally. And honestly, hopefully they add more colors now with the new version, because I'm pretty sure there's more color codes and stuff, so we might be seeing the leveling colors reworked in the future. But for the time being, it is not on alpha, so level 480 is the max color, and it's something we're actually gonna be able to get our hands on. So pretty exciting stuff. There's so much Skyblock XP that you're just gonna have to find basically just through playing. So many menus give like little bits here and there, even as you saw with the swoop menu, tree gift milestones, the forest essence shop, handing in those fish for resistance, or what's it called, so you can actually swim underwater longer, respiration, as well as Skyblock XP. So there's a lot all over the place. You're just gonna have to find it when you play the update, and honestly, I am excited for that because level 500 sounds insane and I want it so bad. So unfortunately, that is all the time I have for today's video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe though, because tomorrow I want to go over everything that you can currently do on the main server to prepare for this update. I'm gonna do my best to compile a list, and we're gonna start doing some of that ourselves. So if you're excited for that, as well as some future Foraging update content coming your way, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Use code Zach whenever you do find yourself checking out on the Hypixel store. If you're excited for the update, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the attribute system and all these changes. But without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and peace out.